My dear brothers and sisters, today we have the Gospel of John, chapter 6, verses from 16 to 21 for our reflection. Today's Gospel is a very familiar one, the storm at sea. As evening drew near, Jesus' disciples went down to the shore and got in their boat to cross over to Capernaum. It was dusk, and before long it would be dark. The disciples were anxious to get to Capernaum. As they began rowing, the skies grew increasingly cloudy and threatening, and the wind kept getting stronger. My friends, as Jesus approached the boat, he simply said to them, "Do not be afraid." Clearly, Jesus' words did not dispel the disciples' fears. Did the disciples think they were hallucinating? Yet this figure looked like Jesus and his voice sounded like Jesus' voice. Then Jesus said to them, "It is I. There is no need to fear." My friend, the disciples were torn and still afraid. They were uncertain about what to do. Yet, if it truly was Jesus, they definitely wanted him to come into their boat. My friends, however, they then arrived at the shore. Jesus immediately reassured them it truly was Jesus, their Lord and teacher, who stood before them. He said to them, "Do not be afraid." Today, do you wish that you also would hear Jesus say to you, "Do not be afraid"? What are you worried and concerned about in your life? What are you afraid of? Life often presents us with a great variety of situations and circumstances that cause us to be afraid. It might be an illness, or it could be a significant relationship that is painful, conflicted, or abusive. Today, Jesus is saying to each of us, "Do not be afraid. Let me come into your boat and I will calm the waters of your mind."